Republican U.S. Senator Larry Craig of Idaho says he is not gay and he has done nothing wrong.
Craig today spoke out about his lewd conduct arrest at the Minneapolis airport. He says it was a misunderstanding and that he should never have pled guilty to the lesser charge of disorderly conduct. Craig denied rumors he's gay, said he's been the target of the Idaho Statesman newspaper investigation. He apologized, but not because he says he did anything wrong.
As an elected official, I fully realize that my life is open for public criticism and scrutiny, and I take full responsibility for a lapse in judgment I made in attempting to handle this matter myself. It is clear, though, through my action I have brought a cloud over Idaho, and for that I seek and ask the people of Idaho to forgive me.
Craig is apparently working with his lawyer to see if he can get his guilty plea overturned. Minnesota law does allow it in some circumstances. And one of the reporters who broke this story is John McArdle from Roll Call newspaper in Washington, D.C.
And John joins us live on the phone from the Capitol tonight. John, thank you so much for taking time to be with us. No one in the media picked up on this case until more than 2 months after it happened. How'd you hear about it?
Yeah, we're still trying to figure that out as well, as how it could have sat around for so long, especially in a 24-hour news cycle that what we have right now. We got a tip mid last week on this, and started calling the airport police department, called the courthouse, was able to get all the documents together finally. It took a little while to get them on Monday, kind of confirmed that the incident did happen with Craig's office as well, and then we felt we were ready to run the story.
John, I know that you watched his presser out of Boise today, and the time lag is what I find interesting. From the 11th of June through to the 8th of August, he says now he wants to hire a lawyer. I wonder why he wouldn't have wanted to hire a lawyer after the incident.
Well, I'd tell you the weirdest thing about that statement to me, the thing that struck me, is if you go through all the police documents, there's a separate one, not just the incident report, which I'm sure you and your viewers have seen, but there's a separate one, a follow-up report on the 22nd of June, where the senator comes back to the Minnesota airport, meets with one of the police officers at the airport, and says he's looking for a contact number from somebody at the airport police to give to his lawyer. It's there in the statements that the police officer said when he came back. So did he not give that contact to the lawyer? Obviously, at that point, he was looking for something for his lawyer. So I'm a little bit confused on the timing as well.
A story like this, the reporter can deal with a lot of repercussions. Are you dealing with any of that yet?
No, Robin, we, like I said, we made sure we got the documents last week. The incident report was straightforward. When I first saw it, and the fact that it was 2.5 months later, I had to read it 3 or 4 times to make sure that, it was Senator Larry Craig and that it had his birth date on it and everything. And when we confirmed it with his office on Monday, we were comfortable with running the story because those were the facts.
The Idaho Statesman in Boise, according to the senator, has been trying to run dirty press on him for about 8 months. And a lot of the stories that are connected with this are he says. There's no third-party confirmation. Are you working on anything right now, John, that might shed a little bit more light on either the history of Larry Craig or something that has not yet become public?
We're following this whole story as it develops, and we're working on a few stories right now, and since the story comes out, you get, as the reporter who put it out, I've gotten a flood of emails from people who say they know this or they know that, and we do want to follow up on those, but it's right now we're more interested in the political ramifications up here. A newspaper on Capitol Hill, and we just kind of follow the politics up here.
Right. Do you think the senator will run again?
You know what? I don't want to speculate on whether he'll run again or not. He's up in 2008. There's a Republican who's announced that said he will run if Craig doesn't. There's a Democrat, as you guys well know, Larry Craig out there, who said he's running in the race. So we'll know next month. But it's going to be an interesting battle if he decides to run and have this still hanging over his head.
All right, John McArdle of Roll Call in Washington, D.C. We really, really appreciate your time with us. We know you are incredibly busy, so thanks again, John, and best of luck to you.
Thanks, Robin. Thanks, Richard.